Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody in between. First, I have to say before I start this off, happy Pride Month to all our LGBTQ plus fans out there. Well, happy Pride Month to everybody else in the community. Mr. Morgan.
Yes. How you doing, man?
Tonight, sir.
Doing good, bro. Damn.
Well, not only is it Pride Month, but we've entered this special season in the wrestling gear. Bro, it's the summer of injuries. It has begun. First, started off this Wednesday. CM Punk is on the shelf having to have surgery on his foot from the match with FTR. Or no, he announced it Friday. Happened last Wednesday. From the match with FTR.
Yep.
I understand some people are upset because they feel like it happened for a throwaway match, but I think that was leading somewhere. I don't think that was a pointless match for no reason.
Right.
Also, into the fact that I like the directions AEW could go with this. I just saw a theory. What if it's Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW Championship? Hiroshi wins. He holds it until Punk comes back. Foot injury, probably only going to be a couple of months or so, maybe just in time for All In or All Out in Chicago. And they unified the championships at All Out, and that'd be another epic match. Punk versus Tanahashi.
Oh yeah.
You get Moxley versus Tanahashi and Punk versus Tanahashi out of that.
And it looks like that's the way they want to go down.
From
what I saw on Facebook,
it makes the most sense. What's your thoughts on Punk's injury?
At first I thought it was work, but then once the surgery took place, or the surgery was mentioned, then yeah, I took it to heart. I took it to heart. Now the thing that kind of makes me upset is the fact they keep talking about we're gonna have an intern champion. What?
Okay, so I'm not upset about that. I'm not. I like the idea of just because the champion got hurt, he doesn't have to relinquish the title.
Right.
There's ways to keep that story alive. Punk shows up every so often. There's ways to make that story move. In the business we're in, injuries are going to happen.
True.
In the business that we love, injuries are going to happen. It is an unavoidable circumstance. As we're about to talk about, the list does not end with Punk right now.
Oh yeah.
Hey
KW, what's up, man?
KW, I didn't even have to. Hey, hold that! Don't you say anything, Will. Bring that down.
I ain't saying anything.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. Because Jesus Christ. But I do hate. I feel like Punk was really gonna start something. Like he was about to go on a run. But I like where they could go with this. And not to go down this rabbit hole, but you said at first you thought it was a work. Unfortunately, in the world of wrestling we live in this day and age, isn't that always the first thought that runs to your head?
Yep.
Like, if it's not the first thought that runs to your head, are you really a wrestling fan?
Right.
Are you really a wrestling fan?
Right.
So not to go down that rabbit hole because we could talk about work and kayfabe and
all day long.
All day long.
All day long, man.
Greatest person to do it in our generation, though, is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and don't think I enjoy saying that.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
I mean, again, KW, you're going to send me down this rabbit hole. I don't want to do it. You got to talk about, and that is what it's meant to be. That is what it's meant to be. Is I love wrestling because here you go too. With this,
but what I'm really getting sick and tired of, and kudos to you on this, because you saw it before I did. AEW is coming out to be the better company because I'm sick of all this stuff WWE is doing.
Dude,
They're trying to push Natty versus Ronda. No,
yeah.
good and damn well Natty ain't gonna win the
Yeah,
championship.
they build these stars, and then they need someone, and they go to this person they built as a mid card to challenge for the main title against someone they built to be almost unbeatable, and we all know it's never gonna happen, and
Exactly.
it's just not believable.
And then
Where
you saw
AEW, they're finally, I feel like, coming to a point where they're realizing they're gonna have to start building some story on television. Like,
thank you. Natty ain't even built like that. Nope.
I love Natty.
Hell no. I love
I
Natty too,
love
but she
Natty.
ain't built,
She's
but she ain't built for
gorgeous,
that.
but
She ain't built for that.
had her title run. I don't see another one in her future. Um, but I
Oh yeah.
the
Oh
whole
yeah. And
point.
don't forget what they did with Edge, which is some
Oh, we're
bullshit
gonna
too.
talk about that too.
That's
Hold
some
on.
bullshit.
We're gonna go. That's main story. We're gonna talk about that at the end. We got to get through these injuries, but he brought this up, so I want to say, even the people who do watch it for wrestling, I watch it to be entertained.
Right.
I watch it to be like, I kind of, you brought it up, so I'm going to use it. Last night, Raw. I don't watch Raw. I kind of was a little pissed at myself that I missed what in for people like us is a rare moment when you really say, "Holy shit!"
Yup. Yup. Yep.
Because we've seen it all, we've lived it all, we've lived things that'll never happen again in the wrestling business, and like if you miss it, it, it sucks. But we're going to talk about exactly what I am talking about just here in a few minutes. But the next person on the list in the summer of injuries, we got to talk about him. It was mentioned, Cody Rhodes, man.
Yep.
Who
Shout out to Cody Rhodes. Shout out to
saw
Cody.
that freaking peck?
Shout out to Cody Rhodes for wrestling with that, bro.
Not
Shout
just
out to Cody Rhodes.
not just Cody Rhodes. Shout out to Cody Rhodes and Seth motherfucking
Yes.
Rollins.
Yes.
He protected the fuck out of that man.
Surely
That
did.
entire match. Like,
Surely did.
I agree. Cody earned my respect back. That I was not happy with Cody and his left, and I've actually like his build and everything. It's kind of upset me. It's kind of made me mad. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, see, if you hadn't to put yourself out of the picture in AEW, this could have been you.
Yep.
Because you did deserve it. You
He
didn't
did.
have to do that. Limit your reigns. Don't let yourself become the 10-time champion. But you deserve to have one really good run as the AEW World Champion.
He did.
And I to see him do it in WWE kind of pissed me off. But I can't be upset about that anymore because holy fuck, ladies and gentlemen,
Five-star
that
match.
Bruce was fucking gnarly. And also, my hat goes off to Seth freaking Rollins because
5-star match.
he did exactly what a pro wrestler is supposed to do when they know someone is injured, but the match has to go on.
Right.
The match has to happen. They put on and WWE uses this term way too much, but it's true with this match. This was a instant motherfucking classic.
5-star match.
It will be if Meltzer doesn't rate this a 5-star match, I will say that he's in the pocket of the Bucks.
Well,
I will say it live on this show.
Well, you know
if
how
he doesn't give this a 5-star.
Well, you know how I feel about Dave Meltzer.
I know you don't like Dave Meltzer, but this is a 5-star match. This is a match we will be talking about for years.
Yeah.
Like, because it was so good in all shapes and sizes. Cody still went out there and was Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Seth was out there and went Seth, but they both worked together to protect the man, and so he could do the match, get through it, get surgery. And I've not had a torn pec, but I have heard from people who have, and they say like it is hard to move your arm. I can't imagine wrestling a match.
Yeah, man.
What, probably 20-minute in WWE time frame?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just can't imagine. Just from the bruise alone, it looked painful as fuck.
You saw Triple H got hurt some time ago and he didn't wrestle.
Triple H tore his pec after he had pretty much retired.
Yeah.
But Cody showed that he has balls the size of pool balls.
Also shows his love for the sport too.
Love for the sport, love for the fans, love
Mm-hmm.
for all of it. Like
Yep.
he went out there and risked further injury, risked a lot of things. And I mean, we got to give credit where credit is due. Wrestlers do this all the time. You don't
Yep.
always see it. Cody had a massive bruise. We knew it was there. Um, but I just Cody like he earned my respect back last night, and I'm actually a little bummed at myself because I found one of his AEW action figures at a flea market this weekend and didn't buy it. But I might be going back for it.
You should have got it.
I might be going back for it.
You should have got it, Josie. You should have got it.
Dude, I found the Brody Lee with the TNT belt.
Did you get that one?
No, dude, I'm saving money to go back to Texas. Like
Right.
I leave this Sunday to go back
Okay.
to Texas for vacation. So I'm saving
That
money.
soon. Okay.
Being smart. Next injury on the docket, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Cardona. Matt motherfucking Cardona, the belt lord himself. He tore a bicep, I think.
I think it was a bicep.
At the GCW Las Vegas show. And it just had surgery today. I've heard Cash Wheeler is wrestling injured. I've heard
Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson is injured. He actually, I heard, could not fly.
Mm-hmm.
Cole is injured.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like though about this time every year it happens because you got to remember how much these guys work. Even with the way that AEW works and the time off they give their guys, like it's a lot of wear and tear on your body. And Matt Hardy had a tweet this week, and he put it really well. Is we're kind of numb to the physicality of wrestling because we see so much now. But like, it's a brutal fucking sport. You put your body through a lot of like in the whole motherfucking body. Your feet, your knees, your arms, your chest, your back, your spine, your head, and all of it takes impact.
I mean, being a pro athlete isn't the easiest thing, but especially when in a contact sport like the NFL or if you're MMA or if you're a pro wrestler, there's a lot of contact there that you take, and you know it can be rough.
The thing that you missed there is even with the NFL, they have an off season. There's time to recuperate.
There's none for pro wrestling.
And even MMA, you fight every 6 months, maybe. Well, maybe a little more if you're fighting in multiple leagues and things like that. But did I lose you, Will?
Nope.
Okay. You're like blurring in and out and like
yeah,
frozen.
I'm trying to fix this. Okay, that's good enough.
And then like like the physicality in the martial arts and the wrestling and like you these guys are able to make lifting another man that's 200 pounds look like nothing. Like that's not nothing.
You know how much core strength that takes to suplex somebody?
Or
you know how much core strength that takes, particularly if you're somebody like John Cena suplexing the Big Show that we've seen him done several times. That takes a lot of core strength to do something like that.
Man, I feel like look at someone like Wardlow. Like, how many times has Wardlow been picked up? Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
And I do want to give a shout out that I am so the build that they have done for this character of Wardlow is so fucking good. So fucking good. But back to the topic. Bobby Lashley. What about Bobby Lashley? He's gonna lose to Roman Reigns. Riddle's gonna lose to Roman Reigns.
Everybody knows that. Roman Reigns is gonna be.
Shout out to Roman Reigns for 900 days as a WWE champion. 900 motherfucking days, longest in like what? Bruno Sammartino.
Since Bruno's days. Bruno's days is Bruno Sammartino. Mm-hmm.
Has to be. I mean, at this point, Roman's got to be number 2 on the all-time list. Got to be.
And that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. But
well, okay, so I think we can come back to the injuries if we need to, but I think we covered because there's a couple other things I want to talk about before we get to the Edge thing.
Sure.
And that the first thing, William Morgan, Ember Moon,
yes.
Carol Hogan.
Yes, we got the match
ring together.
The battle of the booties.
So fast, I called it last week.
The battle of the booties. The battle of the booties. Ember Moon got the
thing on one of my pages today, talking some serious shit on Kira Hogan and how she missed the move where Ember had to wait to take a dive, and she almost fucked up the end.
Yep.
Because she wasn't in position for the finisher. I like Kira, I do, but she's definitely not super polished. But KW got it right. It's the battle of that ass.
That ass.
That ass.
Battle of that ass. And the winner this time around was Athena.
Athena looked great. I mean, no ring rust. No look. She didn't look like she had been in the ring last week.
Well, she was. She's doing the indie thing before she did that. So
I think she's already done some work with WoW and.
Shout out to WoW. If you've never seen it, you guys need to check it out. I don't know what Tessa Blanchard is tripping about, but I like WoW. It's pretty good.
Okay. Can we put it? We need to do the Sports Report fight night. No, we don't talk about their bullshit on this show list. That's Tessa Blanchard. That's Ryback. Or Skip Shelton, for that matter.
Oh, Ryback full of shit.
Oh, my God. Dude, I swear that motherfucker is going crazy from the fucking steroids.
Did you see that post that said Vince called him when to take Cody's place?
Bull
Come on now.
No, I didn't.
Come on now. And then he said, and then he also came out with something else that I saw on Facebook up to some not having pecs doesn't hurt because Kofi Kingston went through a whole title reign without pecs.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Come on, man.
Whole career. He didn't just say title reign. He said
whole career. Come on, man.
He's not even. That's a.
He ain't even wrestling.
That's a diss to Goldberg, and Goldberg. I hate Goldberg. Like that, but
I don't hate Goldberg as a person. But as a performer,
he's a bad wrestler.
I'm
not a fan of the character. I don't think he deserves all the accolade he gets for a bullshit reign that everybody now calls was more like 50 wins.
Right. I just think when your longest match goes 10 minutes.
If that, I would like to see what the statistic is for his longest match. I'll even give him the average because I bet it's not longer than 10 minutes. I would say it's like 8 minutes.
I would agree. And then he got his ass kicked by Steven Regal too. Man, do it and go there with me. And Booker beat him clean. Thank you very much. My favorite wrestler beat Goldberg clean.
That's another one. I love his wrestling, but he right now, like he's too far up that WWE booty hole.
I think the thing with Booker,
so far up that booty hole.
I think the thing with Booker is that he wants to stay relevant that he's willing to sacrifice his beliefs and his morals to talk what he's talking and staying with WWE. I get we all got to get a check. But at some point, it's not like you haven't made money throughout your career.
He made money. He's got his own promotion there in Houston. He's got the show. Like, he's making money. He's making money. He's making money. And he's always going to have a legend deal as long as he wants a legend deal. Like, Like they'll always put him in front of a camera for a pre-show.
Booker needs to stop that because that's the one thing. And I've interviewed his brother Stevie Ray twice, one for Randy M, one for ASAP. Stevie Ray doesn't do that. Stevie Ray comes with it real. He comes with 100% truth. Respect that. That's what Booker needs to do because he's not going to be looked down upon for speaking truth. Not everything has to be in a positive light for WB because everything with WB is not positive.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but WWE is not putting out quality product. And anybody who thinks they are, like, I just don't understand what you're looking for in your wrestling. I just don't. Like, it's not entertaining. It's dumbed down to the stupidest level with some of the storylines.
Like, I fully believe Roman Reigns is still a champ because they don't have anybody else to take that.
They had no one, and Cody was that guy. Cody was it was the whole reason you saw it a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna win Money in the Bank. He was gonna cash in probably SummerSlam. Like you're right, KW. Like people are delusional. They refuse to believe that the number one wrestling company for decades is falling off, but they are falling off. Vince is not the same man he used to be. And I know people love to shit on Tony Khan as a booker. Personally, I don't think Tony Khan is a shitty booker. I think he's a pretty good booker. What the problem is what people don't see is Tony tends to book out. Like he books things that
he sees it in advance, not just a moment.
His plans tend to play out 1, 2, 3 years further down the line. And then you're like, oh my God, like this whole storyline has been just wow.
Yep.
And like, but you have to be passionate about the product. And like, I've said it so many times. Like, I love this community. I love what wrestling is. I love what it means to me and means to thousands of people. But I don't understand why it has to be so motherfucking toxic.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we all just enjoy it?
Before we forget, can we go ahead and talk about Stephanie McMahon and her situation?
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but yeah, I did want to bring that back up. So Stephanie, we all know, stepped away. But the rumor mill going around now is there might have been more to that. Back when Vince was on Pat McAfee.
Thank you, KW. Exactly.
You're talking shit on AEW though. I don't agree with this. Like his.
I thought I was talking about WWE. My fault.
No, he's like up here talking about WWE, but I think this was about Tony.
I just think Tony does a good job in planning the bookings out beyond just that night.
Yes.
He sees it and Kai's gonna go out and he plans it for a certain length. Whereas WWE did this book for that night. That's why they got messed up when Sasha and Naomi did that stuff.
About all the constant rewrites and the constant and like some point the talent has to have an opinion. They have to be able to say, well, I want to do it like this and do it this. And like, I think what I enjoy it is like no rehearsal. They don't rehearse in AEW. They don't like, they go out there and they've probably talked and they call this match and they have a solid match every time. But I just can't get on board with WWE anymore. It's not what it used to be. It doesn't have the same appeal to me. I may watch June 27th, I think it is. John Cena coming back for his 20th anniversary.
Yep.
I might possibly watch that.
Anybody that has Mandy Rose as a champion has got issues.
See, I think she's being a pretty good champion in NXT. I will give her that. She's one of the highlights of NXT from what I see.
I'll give Gigi.
Again, I don't watch, but
I'll give Gigi her credit.
Miz is dancing on NBC.
She was the highlight of Raw. Maurice was the highlight of Raw. She was the highlight. Oh my!
The highlight of Raw is what we're about.
Oh my goodness, Maurice!
30 minutes.
Listen. Maurice looked excellent. Give
But the
her her
last
due.
thing I wanted to say was there's a thing going around that says Warner Brothers Discovery
Mm.
has put out an edict that MJF is to be removed from all
I saw
advertisements,
that. I
all
saw that.
photos, all
I saw that.
promotionals, everything. Um, I'm wondering if this is just. I mean, Tony, if he's got enough pull, he could ask them to put this out and say that and pull the switch. It adds to the story. If this one has actually got me like where I don't usually get. Is this a work or
Yep.
is this a shoot? Is this a
Yep.
work or is this a shoot? And I love it. I fucking love this is what wrestling doesn't do to me anymore. I fucking love this.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second? Could it be both?
It could be to an extent, but we have to talk about it. That motherfucking MJF promo, bro.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Mm.
Oh
And from what,
my god.
and from what I read,
I've heard people calling it a pipe bomb.
and
That's
from what I
bullshit.
read, it wasn't even supposed to go like that in its original form.
I've heard that he made some changes.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that too. And so I don't know what's going on here, but I like KW said, whatever happens, I am all motherfucking for it.
Heck yeah.
That was not a motherfucking pipe bomb, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody in between. That was a motherfucking A bomb.
Yeah, it
Like
was.
MJF went off. I have not seen a promo like that in years.
You ain't seen that since Punk did it.
Oh my god. And like so Punk when he had his the summer of Punk and like folded his legs, sat on stage, and he truly actually hijacked WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And like they legitimately cut his mic off.
Yep.
And sat there while Cena was in the ring after getting his ass kicked by Nexus, and just talked and just spoke
Nexus.
so much truth. And MGF did the same thing, but on another motherfucking level.
Another level.
Another level. Like put himself on as far as talkers go, like Ric Flair level, like
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like
I miss
blew
and that,
me away.
and just as an old school fan, I miss Nexus because I will never forget when it was about to jump Sheamus and Sheamus ran like a little bitch. Yeah, I miss Nexus.
Just another failed storyline.
Yup, it is. Damn shame.
All right. So I think we've held off long enough. Let's talk about it. The Judgment Day, ladies and gentlemen, they have a new member in Finn Balor, but now, holy fucking shit, Edge is out.
It makes no sense.
It
makes
absolutely no sense. And
I appreciate a good. Now, as a wrestling fan, I appreciate a good swerve.
Yes, exactly. But before I always give my 2 cents first. So I want to get yours first, Will, personally, because like I'm just like again, wrestling fan. Whoa! But then as a person who follows it and like we live it, we report on it, we talk about it. I'm just like, why?
The only thing I can think of that they're trying to do, since Cody's going to be out for a minute, they move Edge to that babyface spot.
Maybe
that's the only thing I can think of because you know how long Cody's going to be out.
Oh, I've heard rumble.
Mm.
I've heard rumble.
Wow.
And I've heard a report from Skip Sheffield saying that they want to bring in Big Cass.
Heard that too. To play his younger brother.
You know who Skip Sheffield is, right? That's Ryback's real name.
Ryback's, yeah.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
You believe that?
Shut the fuck up.
You believe that? No,
anybody believes that man. Anything he says needs to be beat.
I got some real estate in the Florida swamp I can sell you if you believe it.
Dude, I got some oceanfront property right here in Ohio.
Exactly.
Come on.
Come on. Bring it on. We'll sell it to you.
But it's the swerve that like again, like I said earlier, it's the swerve as in wrestling you want. It blew me the fuck away.
I
I
don't
saw
understand.
it on Facebook because I don't watch Raw, and I was just like, "What?"
I don't understand why WB is breaking up or altering these factions because you saw it with MVP
Yeah,
and
they're
his
breaking
crew.
them up
They
really quickly, and I don't
broke them up.
understand it. Like her business was on its way to being something really impressive, and
Yep,
then it's gone.
yep.
And then Judgment Day, people talking shit on it for weeks. They're finally gaining ground, and now
Hmm.
all of a sudden, Edge is gone.
Yep. And I ain't trying to front on Finn Balor. Finn Balor's fantastic.
I
I'm
do,
not trying
and
to front on him.
I love heel Finn.
I'm
Heel
not trying to.
Finn
Yeah,
is
Hill Finn is awesome.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing,
but
but
you can't tell me that any version of Finn Balor is better than Edge.
no, and I'm sorry, that group together with the veteran and Edge, the muscle and Damian Priest, you got your women muscle in Rhea Ripley, and then you've
Hmm.
got the man that is like never should be where he is in WWE, and like has held every title for every promotion he's ever been in,
Yep.
and just it
It don't
blows me
make no
away.
sense. It don't make no
Yeah, this
sense.
right here, KW, you could have kept Edge with Balor, been a great foursome.
Would have been a
Made
great foursome.
there was no reason that you needed to do that. I hope they have somewhere to go with this, but in true
You could have
WWE
brought. You could have
style, I
brought.
would bet money that they
You
don't.
you could have brought Naomi back, put her with the bloodline, and then let all four of them go at it.
Bobby's just doesn't. I don't know.
Bobby can't talk. That's the thing that kills me
Yeah,
with Bobby.
Bobby
He
needs a
he really can't
mouthpiece,
talk.
and he lost his MVP mouthpiece, and like
Hmm.
he's
He really
just
can't talk. He's
he
a
was good with his he got good with his promos and Impact, but I
Yep.
don't know if it's maybe like the style in which they want him to promo, and WWE just doesn't do it well.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Hell of an athlete though, but
I love
you gotta
Bobby,
have more.
I
But you gotta
do.
have more.
He's just not. He's not the complete package.
Right.
Um,
Out of the three things, he got one.
so I mean, you said it, and we didn't really talk about it. Where does WWE go now that Rhodes is out till probably Rumble? Is what I'm hearing. Torn Peck is 6 to 9 months,
That's
I
six to
think.
9 months easy.
So even if you're just 6 months, that's still December. You might as well hold him till Rumble.
Yep. Yep.
Um, 9 months, you're looking at Mania.
Yep. That's crazy. That's too
They're
crazy.
bringing Cena back in June. It's his 20th anniversary of his debut. Um, he won't be working a full time schedule. Anybody who thinks
Yeah,
that is
no.
stupid. Like he's working a full time actor schedule now. He is not working a full time WWE schedule.
No.
He will be back for that, and we probably won't see him again until next year at least.
Then you got Randy Orton on the shelf, or supposedly on the shelf.
I think that's a work.
I
I
think
think
it's
he
work
shows up
too.
with Riddle in Riddle's match next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but um yeah, it's the season of injuries, ladies and gentlemen, and the sad part is it's probably not over yet.
Oh, heck
Uh
no.
all right, well, we kind of talked about everything like in the news, so we got a few minutes like spitball. What do we want to talk about wrestling fighting wise?
Um, what is going on with Becky Lynch?
Dude, I don't know what they're doing with her. I don't understand this new character. I don't understand why she was fighting for the 24/7 title. I don't understand like a lot of what's going on. Uh
We got Sasha. We got Sasha and Naomi still out, and we're telling them when they're coming back. And we're telling them when Charlotte's coming back from her
I don't
honeymoon.
think Sasha comes back. I think eventually they might try and throw it out with the trash when they do another like
Another
uh,
cut.
another cut, but I don't think Sasha comes back.
Can you imagine the backlash they might get though if you don't bring her back?
Oh, she'll be with AEW as soon as her night, as soon as her clause, as soon as her, you'll hear some version of the of it's I don't know what she'd go by because I'm sure Sasha Banks is owned by the WWE.
Yep.
And what was her name before?
I forgot her FCW name.
But yeah, so I see that would happen real quick.
Yeah,
Real
real
quick.
quick. Yeah.
And honestly, let me say this right here and now. If that does happen, if she ends up Tony Khan, right here, from a fan to another fan, put that motherfucking women's title on her right a motherfucking way. Like, she needs to be champion within a month of stepping into that company because she is money.
Yep.
I love Sasha. I think she is super fucking talented. She's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. Um, she makes her opponents look amazing.
Yep.
Um, I think that's where you pull that trigger. And I know some people would just shit on that so bad in the fact of, oh, they put the title right on her. But it would be such a shot to WWE.
Have to understand who she is too. It's not
Yeah,
like she's coming in at nobody.
she's got she's a multi time at one point she was the face of the WWE women's division.
Yep.
Like the face. They don't have anybody. Adam Cole is one person that they've had that's been like face of a franchise
Right.
level. But like if they did it right, like you could fucking ram it down WWE's throat.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really talk about Steph. We got him off the topic. So the rumor going around, when he was on Pat McAfee's show, he said, "I'm probably harder on family than I am anybody else. If you're not going to do what's best for the company, then you don't need to be here." The rumor is the WWE higher ups, including Vince, were not happy with some of the duties that Stephanie absorbed when the marketing person left. They've been wanting to hit sponsorship numbers closer to what UFC is getting in like 100,000 a year, and they're not hitting that number. They feel like it was time to move on from Stephanie as an executive position. There is no confirmation or denial on this. We don't know what's really true, as is with a lot of wrestling news. It is a lot of rumor and
Oh yeah.
hearsay, but this is what's being said. And I personally, even I don't see Vince letting go his kid. I just don't. I don't.
I don't either.
More to it. I mean, but also Stephanie don't need to work.
Nope.
She don't need to work.
Nope.
She
Between
has
her.
made a lot of her own money. Her
Yep.
husband still works for the company, making a
Yep.
lot of money.
Yep.
And like,
And she still got
not like
influence.
she's ever going to be hurting for money.
And she still got influence, whether we want to believe that or not. I mean, she's in her dad's ear all the time. So
yeah. So I fully believe if they don't sell, which I still think is 95% going to happen, she will end up back with the company. But I still think it's gonna that company's going somewhere else.
oh yeah, for sure.
What else could we talk about? Oh, yeah. So now with the CM Punk out, this was their one thing with the whole Punk did not do a good job explaining what was happening with his injury. He did not do a good job. The fact that AEW had to release a press release after the show
Yeah.
to really like break down what was happening, like Punk did not do a good job at explaining that he was going to be an interim champion. There was going to be a battle royal. That person's going to face Moxley in the championship to go on to face Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship. And I mean, I'm all for Moxley, who I think is going to be. Who do you think wins the battle royal? Now, mind you, we don't know who's going to be in it. But who do you think? I think it's a 15-man. Like, if you just had to pick one AEW male star, who would you say deserves to be in that ring with Mox and go for that chance?
Omega ain't healthy yet.
Omega's not healthy. Paige is already booked to fight Finley tomorrow night. So that's not happening.
Give it to Jungle Boy. Give it to my guy.
I would love to see that, honestly. That would be pretty epic. Like, we all pretty much know Moxley's probably winning this match.
No matter who he wrestles.
Like, yeah, Moxley's probably winning this match. But I would love to see Moxley versus Jungle Boy.
And Jungle Boy
can use a heck of a match.
And Jungle Boy could use the boost.
Yes. You could come off with Jungle Boy looking really strong if done well. Like a Wheeler Yuta match. Like, think about how much a match with Moxley helped Wheeler Yuta. All right, well, give me your top three. Like, if you had to pick three. So I'll give you mine. I think Adam Cole has to be in that discussion, definitely. Wardlow. I could see it being believable that Wardlow wins a battle royal right now with how dominant he's been looking with this whole thing. I would love to say Keith Lee, but they've got him too focused on the tag team right now. And I like Swerve in their glory, so I don't want that really to end. If Jeff was healthy, maybe Jeff and Moxley would be a great match. Matt, possibly even too, would be a great match. Man, I wish they had released a list of at least who's going to be in the match.
Right.
Because I'm sitting here. Oh,
I know.
Here's a strange. What about Hobbs? Not ready.
Weird. That's kind of weird, but I'll take it. But I don't think he's ready. Like I said, I'll take it, but I just don't think he's ready yet.
Okay, you know what I need to look at? Because this is going to be about. Let's look at last week's AEW rankings. How do you feel about the ranking system? Do you think they need to do away with it already? Or, like, it's not followed as much as I feel like it should be.
Plus, it's not really a solid criteria either. It's mostly opinion.
I mean, they just go off of wins and losses.
Right. Wins, losses, and opinion based. Because if you look at it, I'm quite sure you got, let's say, 8 or 9 could be switched out. 10 or 9 could be switched out or what have you. So that's what I hate about power rankings. There's always an agenda behind who gets where. Let's see.
All right, so the rankings for June 3rd, but for some reason, why aren't they actually listing the wins and losses? So John Moxley is number 1, and I know he's 7-0.
Yeah, Moxley's number 1. Wardlow's number 2. Paige is number 3. I've kind of lost all faith in Paige.
Hangman is not going to be back in the running for the title anytime soon.
No. Adam Cole, Jay Lethal.
I wouldn't mind Lethal versus Moxley. That'd be a good match. I'd be all right with that.
That'd be a good match. That'd be a good match. The women's kind of this is what I hate. I hate this. So if you go over to the women, you got Nyla Rose over Britt Baker.
Nyla does a lot of dark, and that's the thing too, is people just see their numbers jump that don't watch Dark and Elevation. So numbers jump and it just happens. Jay Lethal, a lot of his wins have been on Dark. Wardlow, Deeb, Tony Storm, Statlander. Britt doesn't typically work dark because she's leaving to go back to the dentist
Right.
office.
Right. Facts.
She's a boss.
Shabaush. Shabaush.
She is a bad motherfucking bitch, man. Like, full-time wrestler, carrying a division on her back,
Love Britt
and
Baker.
a full-time distance.
I love Britt Baker.
But all right, I can't think of any more time wasters. We're 45 minutes. I think we could probably call it tonight.
I love Britt Baker. Go Britt Baker.
Britt Baker is the future of women's wrestling.
What the hell? Oh, another complaint about WWE. What the hell is Dewdrop? You hyped her up, you pitched her up, and now she gone.
Why does that surprise you? That's WWE.
Dewdrop, man. I kind of liking Dewdrop a little bit. Kind of like an old thick girl for a little bit, though. But oh well.
I love me some thick. You know me.
Kind of liking Dewdrop a little bit. You know, she got some thickness to it.
Are you on TikTok?
Yes, I am on TikTok.
Do you ever watch TikToks? Like ever?
Yeah, I do.
Girl on there, she went on and she's like, "Can anybody tell me what this is called right here? This little piece." And
I think I saw that one.
All the reactions and guys like, "That's that handy snack pack."
I think I saw that one. I saw that one.
Yummy. And I'm just like, as a trans woman, I'm just like, that's that. Yum. Thank you, ma'am.
Look at KW. Every now and again, not all the time, but every now and again, ain't what having a thick girl at the house. You know what I'm saying? Every now, not all the time. But
hey, thick women always, man.
Every now and again.
Women are more fun all the time. I'm telling you.
Not every time. It's not my preference. Don't get me wrong,
dude.
But when I saw
my motherfucking preference.
But when I saw Dewdrop face Rhea Ripley over in the UK about 2 years ago, and she beat Rhea Ripley clean, much respect for her for that.
Rhea in that ass.
Yes, sir. You can get down with Rhea now.
But all right, guys. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We always enjoy being here. Mr. Emerson will be back hopefully next week. He is on time with it.
Emerson.
And we'll keep following all these different things going on in the wrestling world. Y'all have a great week. Oh, actually, you know what? We will be taking a break next week because I will be on vacation.
Yes.
We will not be here. We will be back possibly the 21st, maybe the week after. It depends if I'm back in the state of Ohio yet.
First week of July, we're taking a break because my birthday's on the 3rd.
Yeah, we always take a break for that.
I'll take a break for that. Churro time, baby. Churro time.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night, and we will catch y'all in a couple of weeks.
Deuces.
Hang on. Gotta find the song.
Deuces.